What is going on, everyone? We are live for our Saturday divisional round in the NFL. Two games on the slate on Saturday, and then obviously we will also be going live tomorrow morning for the two games tomorrow between LA and Philly and Baltimore and Buffalo. So stay tuned for those tomorrow morning. We're just going to be doing the Texans, Chiefs, and Commanders, Lions. Two good games on the slate today, two big spreads, both two possession spreads. We'll get right into it, though, with Houston Texans heading to Kansas City to take on the back-to-back defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs. Chiefs are a 8.5-point favorite. Over-under is at 41.5. Chiefs money line is minus 500. Texans plus 375. I'm going to find us the weather report here for Kansas City. I saw it is supposed to snow there today, so if that might change your opinion at all. But if you guys want to start us out here, Ace, maybe on this game, and I'll let you know when I get the weather pulled up.
Yeah, like you said, we're here for divisional round. Last time on TikTok, so let us know in the chat what you got for today. Go follow us on our other platforms as well. Hit the books _pod, hit the books.pod, Twitter, Instagram, Rumble, YouTube. You can catch all of our lives there, catch all of our picks there, catch all of our plays there. Going to be saying that a few times throughout the show, so make sure you go hit that follow button on all the other apps so we can get you involved. But yeah, talking about this game today, going to be a great one.
24 at kickoff, windy.
Yeah, and that's what we've come to expect for Arrowhead. You know, it's going to be loud there, it's going to be cold there, and that's what Patrick Mahomes thrives in. He plays great football when it's nice and cold out. He's got those red sleeves on. Taylor Swift's up in the crowd with that nice jacket from Kyle Juszczyk's wife, and Travis Kelce is going to be finding the end zone. That's what I like to think about. Is Travis Kelce is going to be unleashed here. See big 87 getting a lot of targets. See 15 ready to go. That defense by Spags is going to be fired up. They've seen this Texans team in the playoffs before. Texans will probably give a bit of a fight. They have a better team than we've been accustomed to in the playoffs. They've had a nice little run here to get going. Nice home win over the Chargers. But it's a whole different animal here seeing the Chiefs coming off the bye. They've rested their guys for a reason. Maybe they start slow like they usually do. We've seen that there's obviously that meme of them being down 24-0 or whatever it was, and then ending up kicking their ass with 55-plus points. However, I think it's going to start a little bit slower for the Chiefs, then they get going. Maybe see Harrison Butker's leg early as he's fully healthy now too. And you see some defensive stops, a lot of sacks by that defense, and then the Chiefs get rolling when it matters. Kelce finds the end zone. Pacheco is going to be fired up and ready to go. Maybe you see D-Hop against his former team, chance for a revenge game. But I think it's going to be a Patrick Mahomes masterclass at the end of the day. That stat line will look great. Haas, biggest Chiefs hater that I know. Let me know what you're thinking about this game. Back-to-back Super Bowl champions at home against the Houston Texans.
Yeah, like you said, I hate the Chiefs. I really hope everything you said isn't true, but I think it's going to be. I really liked this Texans team for a while, but they've gotten exposed so many times, and just like we were talking about a little bit earlier, Huff, I really don't think the offense has anything to be happy about after last game. The Chargers gifted them a lot of points, a lot of good field possessions, but I don't think that's going to happen today. You have a team that's obviously able to put up points and stop points, which is going to be an issue, obviously, for this Texans team that's been tough getting it going. I mean, you got to rely heavily on that run game. Love to see Joe Mixon get involved. It's going to depend heavily on how he's going to be able to do things in the ground game. And obviously expect Nico Collins to have a good game as well. If I'm going to take anything, it's definitely going to be some Nico Collins props today, as I think they're going to have CJ Stroud running for his life and throwing as much as they can. But we were talking about it a little bit earlier. As much as I really think the Chiefs are going to win this game, I definitely don't think they cover. And I think that the Texans actually keep it a little bit closer just because, like you guys said, the Chiefs have an issue putting up points early. They get things going after actually in the second half after they figure out a defense. But this defense has been playing great for Houston as of late, and I really expect them to kind of keep things closer than a lot of people expect, and maybe even potentially give the Texans a chance to win. But like you said, I hate the Chiefs for a reason, and it's because it's inevitable. We're going to see them in the next round, I'm sure. And there's no way around Patrick Mahomes. It's not going to be as easy as, oh, yes, he just tried to carry business in Arrowhead. As much as I'd like to see that happen, I really wouldn't be putting in my money on that.
Wow, we have someone in the chat jumping in here saying Texans plus 8.5 is a great line. Haas teed it up saying there's a chance that the Texans can keep it close with a chance to win. Do you think it's a different story, Huff? Is Arrowhead going to be rocking? Is Patrick Mahomes going to be ready to go? We know how it is in the playoffs. They were on easy mode, coasting throughout the regular season. What do you got for this one today?
Yeah, I like teasing the Chiefs down here. I think there's no shot they lose this game, and you can get them obviously at 2.5. Just win the game by the field goal. We've seen the Chiefs have some tight games. Obviously, they win them at the end. I don't think they're going to mess around and play with their food here. today. I think they kill the Texans. I think they could cover that 8.5. I'm going to tease it down a little bit. I'm going to go to the Chiefs minus 2.5 with playing the next game that I like on that 9.5 point spread. But I think the Chiefs win the game. I think everything you said. Mahomes is 6-0 in the divisional round, 16 touchdowns and no interceptions. So the Texans aren't going to be getting
stat.
Yeah, the Texans aren't going to be getting great field possession today or field position today. I think the Chiefs put up points. I kind of lean on the over. I said that if the Texans do get going, these are two decent offenses that can put up points. I say decent, more leaning or more referring to the Texans. I think their ability to stretch a field with Nico Collins. You have Joe Mixon in the backfield that's obviously done well against this Chiefs team in his career in that run that he had with Cincinnati. But I like the Chiefs here. I think it's all Kansas City at home. I think the game being at Arrowhead in the cold is a huge factor. A team coming from a dome down there in Texas to play up in the cold. I think we've seen that a couple times in the past. I'm going to take the Chiefs here. Give me the minus 2.5 in a teaser.
Yeah, we got someone here saying Chiefs by 40. Someone saying some snow tonight for the later game. We'll get to that later game as we go, so definitely stick around and we'll get there. Keep giving me your thoughts to the Texans game. People talking about saying Texans plus 8.5, Texans upset of the year.
Wow.
Slow start. Why are you thinking about this? What's going to happen? I'll give you some takes here. I think it's going to have to be Dalton Schultz, Nico Collins, CJ Stroud. Like we said, that O-line's battered. They're fucking, excuse my language there. They've had a tough season here, but that defense has been strong. I like what some of the chat's saying here. Take the Texans in the first quarter, maybe take them in the first half with a lot of points because the Chiefs are having 20 plus days off for their starters. Instead, going to take them a while to get going. I agree with that take. I think it's going to be a big second half for the Chiefs, big second quarter, some slow first drives that end with punts. They're one of the few teams in the league that still takes the points when they're on the board and punts when they can get good field position because they have that much confidence in their defense. Spagnuolo runs those exotic blitzes. He has people playing up to the next level because when you come and play for Andy Reid, you come and play for Steve Spagnuolo, it's like playing for Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels. You get the best out of those players. They're always flying around the field. There's depth throughout the lineup. They broaden all the names. Hollywood Brown, fully healthy. Maybe we get a little bit more out of him this week. You have DeAndre Hopkins fully healthy. Get more out of him this week. Look for Noah Gray to step up too on the Chiefs. He's been a little bit quieter in the second half of the season. Kelsey's going to be a target hog. Look at all of his props this week. Over the receptions, the receiving yards, the touchdown. Huff, you can pull up those lines and let me know what they're looking like today. I really love all those there.
Was that Kelsey you said?
Yeah, that's Kelsey. Big 8-7.
His touchdowns plus 150. I saw
That's
that.
crazy to me. Taylor Swift is going to be in Arrowhead Stadium repping Big 87. I know we got a lot of people hating on the Swifties in the chat, but you
52.5 yards.
Right here we got
5.5 receptions.
Wow, I love that. I think it's going to be a big Kelsey day. Look for him to go 7 for 80 and 1, maybe 2, but I like 7 for 80 and 1, and he hits all those props. You hit the trifecta there. Maybe you throw in Mahomes over 1.5 touchdown passes as well to juice that line, and Chiefs on the money line. Chiefs, Chiefs, Chiefs. However, I like what people are saying in the chat here. Need Anderson to bully Mahomes tonight.
Yeah,
Probably will.
I agree with that.
I mean, but
He's gonna have
the thing
to.
is, Patrick Mahomes is one of the most elusive quarterbacks in the league. I know we get to see Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson tomorrow, who are known as being mobile quarterbacks. However, Patrick Mahomes, when the going gets tough, he knows how to feel that pressure in the pocket. He can get to the sticks every time. He's a lot quicker than people imagine. We've seen him do it on a bum ankle and whatnot, but he can always get going. Haas, let's hear what you think about these two defenses stepping up, what their keys are to success.
Yeah, honestly, like you said, it's about being exotic, showing people things that you haven't seen too much in the tape, obviously, up to this point. These games are huge, so obviously you got to get in your bag. And when you're talking about that bag is big for Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo. You know, you're going to see a lot of different things that you're going to be like, wow, I didn't even know they had that in their playbook. You might see a Travis Kelce run. You might see something insane like I don't know, like those
the Xavier
really
Worthy end arounds. I mean, look at the way he jumped on the scene last few weeks. That first round pick, it's not a reason that he's been getting the ball more and more involved in the offense, and he's dynamite when he touches the rock. I know you've been big on him, Haas.
Yeah, I really have. And like I said, it's just about that creativity. And when you get into the playoffs, it's a team that's been here before, a team that knows how to get stuff done. Obviously, it reminds me a lot of your Patriots dynasty. Like you said, they play well and they do everything they can to win in the regular season, but then postseason is when you actually see what they're capable of. And like you said, it kind of scares me to be playing a team like the Texans, who have obviously won that game against the Chargers. But like we were talking about earlier, did they really win or did the Chargers lose? It's really just going to be a tough time for a young team to really get I don't think get going, but really be able to hang with a team like the Chiefs late in the game. Like I said, after the second half adjustments, I think we'll actually be able to see what those Chiefs are going to be looking to do into the next round. But as much as I hope to see the Texans show up and shock the world here in Kansas City, yeah, I really just don't think it's going to happen.
First quarter, first half Texans are what I'm leaning at. Huff, let me tee this one up for you. Oh, someone said in the chat, it's going to depend on who gets the run game going first. Love that take there, TM tier. I mean, we know that as Steelers, as Patriots fan, we've seen our dynasty with great running backs, great Super Bowl teams get that run game going. The Chiefs do that very well. Everybody thinks about all the glory of Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, and their air attack, but it's always getting Pacheco going in these last few years, getting whoever that lead running back is. If they can control the ground game, you're in for a long one if you're the Texans. What do you think about Pacheco getting going on the ground today, and what do you think about the Chiefs offense?
Yeah, I mean, that's big for any team. And like you said, the Chiefs do that better than anybody. Get the run game going. That'll open the pass game up for obviously the best quarterback in the NFL. So that's no mistake that the Chiefs do that game in and game out. They're obviously 15-1 they ended on the season or whatever the record was. But
there's a reason.
Yeah, or was it 16-1? Did they only lose? No, they lost at the end of the season. 15-2.
Carson Wentz under center.
Yeah, so really, I mean, if they play their players in that, this is a 16-win team, but we'll say 15 here. But I think the big factor for the Texans is going to be if C.J. Stroud does start slow like he did last week against the Chargers when it was 10-7 or whatever it was at halftime. That was a game at halftime. The Justin Herbert collapse didn't come until mostly the third quarter whenever the pick six happened. So I think if the Texans are going to start slow, they're going to be in for a long day here. Chiefs are going to be up a couple scores before they can realize it, if that's the case. Any CJ Stroud turnovers, interceptions, whether it be or strip sack fumbles, I think they're going to be massive in this game. He's got to get the ball out of his hands. He's got to make that right call. I think kind of similar to what I said about my Steelers last week. I think the Texans need to play almost a perfect game to win this.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, they do, and they have to have big plays. CJ Stroud's got to show us why he was that one of the top quarterbacks selected in that draft. Someone in the chat, Carter, saying here, Stroud INT is a lock. Yeah, when he's under duress, especially late in the game, he's trying to force balls. I could see that happening. Tip ball early. I mean, chat, do we think there's a chance that Patrick Mahomes throws an interception too? He's been a little bit looser with the football here this year. But like I said, I expect
no interceptions in his career in the divisional round. He gets a little closer to the vest with it in the divisional round.
Yeah, he plays smart football. When the going gets tough, he gets going. The refs are going to be fired up in Arrowhead today.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
going to be wearing their 15 jerseys under their stripes. So you know he's going to be getting calls left and right. Expect a couple roughing the passer calls, a couple late unnecessary roughness calls, personal misconduct.
You know what the bigger thing is too than like those big flags is like the missed calls, like the jump by 77. Is it 77 or 74 on the left side for their offensive line that always loves to get going early? Yeah, Jawan Taylor
in the bag. But the thing is, we're knocking the Chiefs here, but they earn it. When you're the best team, it's because everybody else is playing a step behind you. They are the best team. They're back-to-back champions for a reason. They're going on a three-peat run, and it starts right here now. They earned that first seed to play every game at Arrowhead, one of the loudest stadiums and toughest places to play. Nobody wants to go in there. It's a lot colder than Houston, Texas.
And that take brought to you by the Shield and Roger Goodell. That's directly from the script preseason. That's exactly what they want you to say.
That's just a salty Ravens fan because we went into M&T Bank Stadium last year. The Chiefs did, and they made that their stadium. Held your dynamic MVP.
Do you notice what he said there? You notice what he said? Wait. Yeah, as long as I want to make sure that's on the script there.
Because you know why? We had money on the Chiefs because the
Patriots jerseys put away for the year. That's why.
Your dog's out of the race. You can say the truth now. We're on the Chiefs to go back to back to back because there is nobody in the NFL who can take them out. And all those Ravens and Bills are going to be playing tomorrow night to see just who can go to Arrowhead and be sunned by Patrick Mahomes once again. Regular season hero Lamar Jackson. Regular season hero Josh Allen. Sophomore CJ Stroud isn't ready to go yet. Maybe if he had Tank Dell, maybe if he had Stephon Diggs, I would give it a chance.
I was just going to say, I think that's huge is not having that team is
secondary
so
receiving options.
Think about what we were saying about the beginning of the year about this Texans team. They were just loaded with weapons. They keep getting stronger. Like we were expecting the season to be unbelievable for CJ Stroud. I think he's been obviously underwhelming this year, but
that O-line's been brutal though. That's been brutal. And that's
he's gotten to a place where he can actually make the name for himself, and we can actually end the year being like, wow, that's CJ Stroud. Like he really is something.
It's a sophomore slump though. I mean, what do you expect? That's what happens to a lot of people when you have an O-line like that. That's what I'm worried about. A lot of people in the chat saying Texans plus 8.5. Our producer Jesse telling people to lock it in. I would be weary there because Steve Spagnuolo dials up the blitz early and often, and without a strong O-line, they're going to get through left and right.
So what's your score prediction, Alex? What's your score prediction?
Let's go through it right now. People are asking for parlays. They're asking for plays. Someone said Nico Collins or Xavier Ward to get in the end zone. Hoss, you got Carter in the chat saying that the Ravens are going to win this week, but he also
Let's
said they're
go,
going to
Carter.
lose. He also said they're going to lose in the AFC Championship again. So
No, they're not.
maybe you take that with a
Carter.
grain of salt. Shout out to everybody giving us a follow too. Huff, before I give my touchdowns, we give our props and plays for this game. Let the people know, because TikTok's getting banned, where to go follow us, where to catch us next week, where to catch us tomorrow, and what we give them there.
Yeah, hit the books pod on Instagram for all of our plays. Hit the books_pod on Twitter, and then Rumble, YouTube. I don't even know all the Twitch, Facebook. You probably can catch it there. So wherever you get your streams, it will be available. Like you said, TikTok is a no more, or at least as of tomorrow, we might have some issues there, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So make sure you're following us on the other platforms so you can get your picks, your takes, all of our analytics on these games tomorrow morning. Same thing, 9:30, 10 a.m. So make sure you're staying tuned for those games tomorrow with the NFC, with the Rams and Eagles, and then obviously Haas's Ravens going to Buffalo tomorrow. We'll get to those two games. But yeah, we'll get to our favorite touchdown scores in this game. What's I found crazy to me in this Houston Chiefs game is Mixon is the favorite to score first, but obviously Pacheco right behind him. I think that's more just because they think if the Texans are on the goal line, it's going to be or in the offensive side of the field to start.
When they're in the red area, Tom Brady,
the red area. But I liked your Kelsey anytime plus 150. I think that's a good one. And your D-Hop 275. I like both of the
revenge game for DeAndre Hopkins. When's the last time he's played a meaningful football game? First time in a while. They got Derek Stingley Jr. on the other side of the ball, though. His parents are proud of him. You see all over Instagram. He had 2 interceptions last week and a forced fumble. He was the game breaker. Everybody talks about Will Anderson Jr. Derek Stingley Jr., first team All-Pro, first Texan since J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins to do so. Second Texan all-time defensively to earn the honor. I mean, he's the real deal when it comes to the outside. But the Chiefs have a plethora of weapons. He's not going to be matched up with their number one option, which is Travis Kelce. He's going to find the end zone at plus 150. Go throw that one in. Isaiah Pacheco, have him find the end zone. Would I be crazy to say there's a chance that Patrick Mahomes runs one in?
I was going to say the Mahomes touchdown.
We know he likes to scamper when the going gets tough and when it matters. Chat saying here, Hollywood Brown is a sleeper pick. Xavier Worthy, I like him a little bit more. My 3 touchdown scores that I'm going to take this week are Xavier Worthy, Isaiah Pacheco, and then I will take Patrick Mahomes. I think there's a chance to see a weird touchdown like a Noah Gray, maybe a Kareem Hunt that's I'm not going to bet on, but that's going to take away. I know DeAndre Hopkins is a good pick. I know that revenge game narrative's there. Hollywood Brown's solid too. But I'm going to go with Pacheco, Mahomes, Kelce. Kelsey's going to be my favorite one. Pacheco's going to be my second favorite one. Some good value on Mahomes. Hoff, what are we looking at on the juice there?
Yeah, let me see. That is, you're kind of talking me into that. I could see that happen very easily. Let me see here.
I also like on the Texan side of the ball.
What's his rushing prop too, though, Huff? When you
plus
look,
500 on Mahomes anytime.
Plus 500. I love that. They're on the goal line.
Huff, what's his line on a rushing prop too?
Let me see here. Rushing yards. Patrick Mahomes 23.5.
Yeah, I love that because he scampers for 2 first downs in the first half.
Especially when the pressure's hot and that pocket closes, Alex, he just runs away. Like he just runs
down early and they punt on the first drive or two, and you're like, oh, what the hell's going on? He'll spark the boys by getting them going. Someone said here in the chat, Kareem, he's the power on the 1 yard line. You're right. I love Kareem Hunt here in this spot. He's a big time playoff guy too. When they get down to the goal line, he has a nose for the end zone. You know what else? It keeps Pacheco fresh. He moves the ball between the 20s, and you're going to need him later in the playoffs. We know when they get to the Super Bowl, he's going to be a big factor. On top of that, though, for the Texans side of the ball, like you said, I like Mixon to find the end zone. They brought him in for a reason. He gets all the touches. He's a great running back, one of the top running backs in the league, in my opinion. Does it through the air and on the ground. I like Mixon to find the end zone. That's the easy pick there. I like Nico Collins as well. Shady pick here would be Dalton Schultz. Any other depth plays you like for the Texans to find the end zone this week?
I think points are going to be hard to come by for the Texans. So I think if they're getting points, I think it's going to be passing, trying to stretch the ball down.
Fairbairn over 1.5 field goals, Huff.
Who's that?
Fairbairn. Yeah, he's got a great leg. One of the top kickers in the league.
I think they're going to need it. It's supposed to be super windy, so I don't know how that's going to affect the kicking. But
CJ Stroud rushing touchdown.
I don't know. He doesn't like to run that much, but it's not bad. Right here, we got some people in the chat throwing some stuff in. Big Stack 420, what a name right there. He's smoking that that Mary Jane. He's ready to go this morning. CJ Stroud under on passing. Joe Mixon under Texans 8.5. I just locked. Arrowhead is loud. Oh, yeah. Arrowhead's going to be rocking today. Big stacks. Let me get some W's in the chat for big stacks right there. Maybe you can go puff a joint for us. Texans spread, Lions money line, Rams spread, Ravens money line. What a crazy parlay that is. I mean, you're going to be sweating on the edge of your seat. I think Lions money line, Ravens money line are your favorite ones there. Ravens spread. I don't think they're getting enough points against a tough team in Philly. Tough place to play. It's not Sam Darnold. It's Jalen Hurts, who's been there before. Texans spread, you're going to be sweating that one too. It's going to look great early, but later on it's going to get tougher and tougher and tougher. Maybe throw a teaser together. You like all those teams? Let's see you tease them down. Tease down those Lions.
Yeah, or if you like,
but
if you like the Texans spread, just take the Chiefs money line.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I don't think there's a chance that the Chiefs lose. Chat, let me know if anybody in here thinks there's a chance the Chiefs lose today. Is anybody on the Texans money line? I think I saw one delusional fan say that, but we are all on the Chiefs to get the job done. Some of us think that the Texans can cover it. They can hang on with a nice strong start. I think there's a chance for a backdoor cover more so. But I've got the Chiefs here. I got them taking.
I would love to see CJ Stroud win this game, though. That would actually be so
you
cool.
also had in your bracket the Ravens playing the Packers in the Super Bowl. You're the Chargers in the second round. You're that delusional Ravens fan that thinks none of the other good teams can win, only mine can. So the other good teams show up when it matters, and you're going to see them this week. Like I said, Kelsey's going to be on my card, though. It's my favorite one. Anything else you guys are definitely carding? Probably Nico yards and Kelsey touchdown. Nico yards I like better.
I'm probably just doing the teaser.
Texans over 16.5 points. That's a nice play right there. That's a nice play because we know that they can get going slow, those Chiefs sometimes. That's not that many points to cover. It's 2 touchdowns and a field goal. I kind of like that one. I think the Chiefs put up 30-plus points. I think Big Smooth over here has got a good one with Texans over 16.5. Any last takes on this game? Any last questions? Let us know, or else we're going to get into our Saturday night football game.
Yeah,
we got a question right here from Colin Potter, right? Colin Potter, that you can answer. Kentucky this morning. Any thoughts on that?
Let me see. Well, what is it? Kentucky.
Also, let the chat know our record on NCAA basketball so far, because it's been on fire. If you want to cash tickets left and right, especially something you want to tail blindly, Huff, what are we sitting at for units?
Yeah, I still gotta look. I haven't looked at many of these games yet. That was one of the ones I was watching. There's some fire games today: Auburn, Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky. I would lean on Kentucky there. My system is take the home team in those big games. They're obviously a 2.5-point favorite for a reason. Kentucky's been playing good basketball. Obviously, they're 14-3. Same with Alabama. It's going to be tough there. That's just a tough place to play to go into for a team like Alabama, Rupp Arena in a Lexington down there. So. Let me pull up our record here real quick while I got that. Or while I'm touching on the college basketball.
Shout out to Dylan in the chat. Huss said, "Love the Lamar jersey. Let's fucking go Ravens." Let them know.
Let's go, Dylan.
In the chat here, I love you, Nate. What have you come up with so far? We all love Travis Kelce to find the end zone at plus 150. We think the Chiefs win the game outright, and we think that Nico Collins has a big day through the air. We'll definitely be posting all of our plays, like our producer said. Do you like the matchup with who? Against Auburn? Oh, Huff. All right, we're going back to some college basketball.
Back to college basketball. Let me see against Georgia.
Yeah.
Auburn's very good. If Johnny Broom's not playing in that game, I would like Georgia.
He was thinking minus 2.5 for Kentucky as well. Chiefs cover. Cole, I think that's going to be a tough one. I think they do end up covering, but it's going to start slow. Maybe you grab a live line there because we know the Chiefs get going in the playoffs. They have 20 days off. Someone said Georgia plus 6.5 is easy, Huff. Any thoughts on that one? A lot of college basketball, Huff. Go through the site real quick with our followers and let them know what you're looking at.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that. I don't know. I can't find an injury report on ESPN here, so I can't make an official play on that Auburn Georgia game. I do. Georgia's been very good. They're also 14-3. That SEC is so fucking deep this year, but Georgia's they've been good at home as well. Auburn's one loss has come on the road, so I would be wary of that if you're taking Auburn. Make sure Janai Broom's going to be playing in that game, but I lean on Georgia there. There's some great games today. Purdue, Oregon, Wisconsin, USC, Tennessee heading to Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Also a fun team out there. But, yes, make sure you're staying tuned for our college basketball plays. We'll get some plays out there today. Games start at noon. I'll have all the college basketball stuff handled by 11 a.m., so make sure you're staying tuned for that.
Awesome. All right. And like we said, we think the Chiefs are going to win this one. Stay tuned. Go follow us on Instagram. We post all of our plays sitting above plus 10 units on the year. They're posting plays left and right. If you want to get some, I see a lot in the chat here getting fired up for some college basketball Saturday. Go give us a follow on Instagram. That's where we post all of our plays. Hit the Bucks_pod. But Chiefs going to have a great one today. Marquise Brown over 25 receiving yards. Love that play. Let's get into our Saturday night football game. This one's going to be a great one as well.
Wait, Alex,
Absolutely.
before you do, you know what name we didn't mention at all? Is anybody on that defense? Like who? Like Chris Jones, no
Oh,
Daniil
I
Hunter.
said
We didn't
Chris
say.
Jones. I had mentioned Steve Spagnuolo, the heart of the
Yeah,
defense.
you said Spagnuolo. You never said Chris Jones. You never
Oh, I
said
said
Daniil
Chris
Hunter.
Jones, game breaker. Game
Daniil Hunter's
breaker.
been having a great year too, though. Will Anderson you mentioned a few times, but like I don't know, those sacks might be a play that I look to add to the card today as well. I don't know if any defensive fans are out there, but love defensive football. Wouldn't be bad to toss one of those guys in there just before we move on to that next one.
Stingley Jr. as well. But we got Matt, starting us off with a banger here. Jameer Gibbs' first TD score for this game. Huff, let's get into this Lions game because people are riled up. A lot of America is on the Lions. Also, Matt, I love that play. I'm on Travis Kelce, all of his props, catches, yards, touchdown. Lions, Commanders, Jaden Daniels, Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, Dan Quinn. Huff, get us into this one.
Like you said, Washington heading to Detroit. Detroit is a 9.5-point favorite. Over under at 55.5. Lions money line is minus 550. Commanders plus 400. And you said we in the chat a Jameer Gibbs first touchdown. I definitely could see that happen. Minus 350 anytime for Jameer Gibbs. On the first touchdown, there can't even be great odds. Plus 350. I guess that is decent. I didn't want to see it in the 200s, but I am on the Lions here. This is the second leg of my teaser. Get the Lions down to 3.5. Chiefs minus 2.5. Lions minus 3.5. Both of the 1 seeds are going to be moving on to play in the NFC and AFC championships. I think the run comes to an end for the Commanders. I hope we get a good game here. I am weary of the 9.5, so I am going to lower it down to 3.5. I think it could fall within that 4 to 7 point range. We all know what happens when Jaden Daniels down in a 1-possession game late if he has the ball. I hope that's not what happens here. I want to see Detroit move on and get theirs. A little premature success for the Commanders. Everything great future ahead of them. I think the road ends today in a very tough environment to go up there to Detroit. That fan base is rearing to go to a Super Bowl. They have a great team up there. They're a 9.5-point favorite, like minus 550 to go into that NFC Championship for the second time in as many years. I think Detroit gets it done today. Rolls. I love David Montgomery to get in the end zone. It is minus 225, so make sure you check where you get it's just better value. Make sure you check where you get those odds. I've seen minus 150 on Montgomery. I like him. I also love a Jamison Williams touchdown in this game. The stretch receiver. I think the Commanders defense, obviously, they're going to have Lattimore all over St. Brown. We saw what he did last week. Didn't have too good of a game against Mike Evans. I like that Saint Risttle guy, however you say it, but I think Jameson Williams is a huge part of this game. My favorite touchdown would be Sam Laporta plus 145 with the value.
Not surprising at all. You love Sam Laporta.
I love
get
him.
your take going on this game. Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, Cliff Kingsbury in the mix on that offensive side, getting the going with Jaden Daniels. I think this is a very tough matchup. People think that defense is depleted on the Detroit side of the ball. I think they're going to be able to put up points and move the sticks. It's going to be a high-scoring one here. I expect some fireworks on both sides of the ball. Haas, let us know what you think about Ravens-Lions. No, I'm reading Matt's chat here. He says Ravens-Lions.
Will this be the highest-scoring game of the weekend?
I think so.
Yeah,
if not, it's going to be Sunday night.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, that's actually a really good take. I mean, maybe the Eagles and the Rams too. I don't know. I would expect this game to go over. Obviously, I really like what the Commanders have been doing, and like you said, it's a really inexperienced quarterback going against a defense that's really been playing pretty well. Obviously, missing a lot of big pieces there, but with that said, to be honest with you, just not so that we have the straight play on the entire card. Maybe I'll lean toward Commanders here. I really don't think that this team gets blown out by any means. I think they'll actually have the opportunity to stick around.
Love to hang around.
I think they can actually win this game, and it'd be really cool to see Jaden Daniels move on to the next round. I'd say give me the Commanders here. Let me see what they can do, obviously, against the Detroit team that really runs the ball very well. But this Commanders offense has been moving the ball too, and I think Jaden Daniels has a lot of the tools, makes a lot of the right reads, and has a lot of the tools to be a great quarterback in this league. And it'd be a really big thing for him to knock off the Lions today. The Commanders are 3-0 against the Lions in the playoffs all time, and I think this is going to be a streak that continues today. It'd be nice to see them kind of go on to the next round. I don't know necessarily how much confidence I have for them to go to win the Super Bowl or even really go there after they play either the Rams or the Eagles, but wouldn't be a bad thing to take the Commanders today and really shock a lot of people. A lot of the money's on the Lions, and I think that's not going to be a good thing for them going down the stretch. I'd say, yeah, you know what? Give me the Commanders in this one. Maybe you even see that on my card.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great one here. People are asking the chat, Amon-Ra for 40-plus yards. Love it. Gibbs for 100. I love that if it's total yardage combined through the air and on the ground. David Montgomery's back going to cut into that workload, but he's going to be eased back into the mix, I believe, coming off that injury.
I think he's gonna be a goal line first down guy today. He's not gonna be.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get much work.
But this game is going to have fireworks. Jaden Daniels, you can't leave the door open for him late. We saw what he did last week. We saw what he's done all season long. If it's a close game and it's within reach and Jaden Daniels has the ball, there's a chance they win this game. He's got Terry McLaurin firing all cylinders. Olamide Zaccheaus stepping up. Diami Brown with his best game as a pro last week. That secondary for the Lions has been great all year, producing turnovers, but they're going to have their hands full once again this week. I know they shut down Jettis and Addison last time they were on the field. They're going to have their hands full with Daniels. Meanwhile, that running game, Austin Eckler proved fruitful. Everybody was on Brian Robinson Jr. Eckler had a weak season, but in the playoffs, he's a veteran player. He was hyped up for it, one of the biggest games in his career, and he looked good going. I think there's some value here on the Commanders with that line. I think there's some value on them on the money line. However, I had the Lions going to the NFC Championship. I think they ultimately get the job done. Look for Jared Goff to find guys like Laporta, like Huff was saying. Maybe you find him in the end zone, great red zone target. Maybe you find guys like Jameson Williams, someone that I haven't been saying his name a lot, but he's dynamite with the ball. Reminds me of Xavier Worthy, but a little bit more seasoned in the league.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to look to get one catch and run. Look for some long touchdowns today. Look for everybody chucking it across the field. I like a lot in this game. I like a lot of offense going left and right. Legendarian Bailey saying he loves Laporta. He's getting all moist for him in the chat. Chat, let me know who you think's finding the end zone today. I think there's going to be some great ones. I think stats are going to be flying left and right. There could be some turnovers because these QBs might be letting the ball sling around. But Jared Goff, we know how efficient he likes to be. This is going to be a great one here, though. I think there's a chance the Commanders hang around and get it done. Dan Campbell, are his blunders of not punting the ball or taking the points that are on the board when they're available going to hurt him? I think that's one thing that scares me if I'm a Lions fan. I don't like how he does that when the going gets tough. Jamo Williams, love him to score.
Tries to do way too much.
If you want to get the odds up for the scoring in this game, I want to give you some that I am looking at here. I think that there's some great picks to be had. I think Laporta finds the end zone. I think Gibbs finds the end zone. I think Jameson Williams finds the end zone. Those are my Lions scores. On the other side of the ball, Tim Patrick is a flyer. Yeah, we said that last week, but he didn't really get those looks. Or not last week, 2 weeks ago. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball for the Commanders, look at Jaden Daniels to run one in. Anybody in the chat looking at Jaden Daniels' rushing prop, too? I think he's going to be running all over him today. I like him to find the end zone on his feet. I like Scary Terry to find the end zone, and then Zach Ertz, who didn't score last week, could be one. Watch out for Olamide Zaccheaus, though. He likes to score.
I was going to say, your boy Olamide Zaccheaus, you don't know love for him?
Yeah. I think, what are you guys looking at for touchdowns, though?
I like the McLaurin side for the other side of the ball. I said Laporta is probably my favorite for the Lions. I think both running backs could get in. There's just not much value there. Minus 350 for Gibbs, minus 225, at least on MGM. Like I said, shop those lines. Amon-Ra minus 130. I think the Lions are going to put up a lot of points here. I'm not going to take all five of these guys, but Laporta is my favorite one. That'd be the one I would take. On the Commander side, I do like Scary Terry, but one of my favorite young corners in the NFL, Terrion Arnold, out there for Detroit. I think he's going to not have his hands full. I think he's going to be able to hang around with McLaurin, but we've seen him go up against very good corners all year, and he still gets success. They just kind of have to limit him, not necessarily stop him. That's obviously Jaden's number one option, number one weapon. I think McLaurin does get in plus 130 on the anytime touchdown. I like McLaurin for the other side of the ball. My favorite's Laporta at plus 145.
Yeah, what is Zaccheaus' touchdown?
Oh, he's down here a little bit. Diami Brown and Zaccheaus are both plus 350.
That's really not bad at all. You might see that
Ertz
on my card,
plus
honestly.
300, Ace. I heard you say that.
These playoff games, like you guys said a lot of times, I feel like we've said a lot of the big names on both sides of the ball, but at the same time, like there's going to be the other people that get in. That's going to be the supporting cast because obviously everybody's going to be locked in on Terry McLaurin. Everybody's going to be locked in on Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta. And I do think obviously those guys get theirs, but at the same time, like I said, in a game that's going to go over, you're going to see the supporting cast get in too. So Tim Patrick, Zaccheaus, who else is there? You said Diami Brown. It's going to be the guys that you're like, wow, I forgot they even had him. Like that, like that's crazy. Like Austin Eckler. Like you're not going to see Brian Robinson Jr. that
good through the air last week too.
Honestly, I wish I could have played him deeper in my fantasy season because he was a guy that I was relying on a lot week in and week out, and I think he's a guy that you can give the ball to in a lot of different ways. So this touchdown might not be a bad idea, or maybe even his receptions.
Agreed. But yeah, chat, let us know. We're going to cook up a parlay for you guys right now. Chat, let's get wild here in the chat and let us know what you're thinking. Let's go with a Saturday touchdown parlay. I'm going to take the first leg. I claimed it. I said it first. Travis
Yeah.
Kelce is my leg
I
here.
knew it.
Let me get one from each of you. A 3-leg anytime touchdown parlay.
I'll stick with the tight ends, Laporta.
Wow, Laporta. We got some good value. Huff, get the odds going on this one. Let the people know. We got the 2 touchdowns. Justin just getting here saying Joe Mixon anytime touchdown. We got a Rams upset in the chat. Hoss, so far we have Travis Kelce to score a touchdown. We have Sam Laporta. Hoss, give us your third leg.
Got to give my guy that's been almost automatic for us on the card every week, and just like the comments are saying, give me Joe Mixon touchdown. I think they're going to score, and I think Joe Mixon's going to be the guy that gets it in the end zone for them. Obviously, that run defense is stout in the red zone for the Chiefs, but if I'm going to put money on a guy to score a touchdown today, it's got to be one of the favorites, and it's going to be Joe Mixon.
Love it. Love it. Joe Mixon, Travis
I'm
Kelce.
seeing Mixon
Laporta.
best line at plus 150. This is going to be a juicy one.
Wow, where are you seeing that?
It says circa. A lot of them have plus 150, plus 140, plus 140, plus 130, plus
That defense is
135.
stout. That run, I mean, that run defense in the red zone is pretty tough for the Chiefs. And obviously, Joe Mixon has been kind of quiet, obviously, before last week. But I really like to see him get in the end zone for sure. I mean, I also like a Gibbs touchdown.
Worthy. I
price-
love that Worthy play too. This
Best price for Kelce.
Yeah,
is
the
plus
Alex, the Worthy jet
155.
pass, like the jet sweep to Worthy.
Yeah, Worthy. You always got to keep your eye out for. But yeah,
And
chat, love it today. Huff, let the people know again where to go follow us right now. If you're in the chat right now, pull up your Instagram. TikTok's getting banned tomorrow. Go follow us. We're going to be live tomorrow with our plays on the other games. Bills, Ravens, if you want to hear about that one. Eagles, Rams, if you want to hear about that one. Get
If
on
you
over
wanna hear about that
Twitter,
one. Everybody
Instagram,
wants to hear about that one.
Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Twitch, wherever you want to find us. Huff's going to give you the handle.
Yeah, hit the books.pod on Instagram, hit the books_pod on Twitter, hit the books on all the other platforms. Make sure you're throwing us a follow. Like you said, we are going live again tomorrow to do the 2 games tomorrow with Philly and LA, and then Baltimore and Buffalo. And just got the odds for this parlay. So Joe Mixon at plus 150, Laporta and Kelce best price, both plus 155, brings us to a plus 1,500 parlay. 1525 to be exact.
Love that.
But yeah, good value there. Obviously, on three guys that should be getting the ball if their teams want to, have success.
I was
in these
surprised no
playoffs,
Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm honestly really surprised no Jahmyr Gibbs. Can we throw him in there too? See what it would be, just to really juice that
let's see
lineup even more.
Let me find his best price. Give me 1
'Cause
second.
I really think he's going to get in too for sure.
I like him more than Mixon, Hoss.
I mean, I like Mixon too, though, a lot. Like, I think they're gonna have to score, and it's not gonna be easy. So I think it's gonna have to be that big man getting in the end zone. But give me Jahmyr Gibbs too, if we can. Give me the 2-4 running backs. You guys went for the 2 tight ends. Give me the 2 running backs too.
Love it.
Makes
Do
it
we
plus
think
20,
they throw
30,
Monty
14.
back in the fire quickly? I think he's going to be eased in. He's going to be in goal line situations. I think they'd love to get him a touchdown. Love all these Mahomes
It's gonna be
props in the
Gibbs,
chat too.
definitely.
But if you guys want some locks, we post all of our plays every day for the NCAA, where we're plus a ton of units. NBA and NHL, if you want any action there. College football, college basketball has been hot, like I said. And we post our NFL plays. We're going to have our official locks of the week on our NFL cards on Instagram. Go over there, give us a follow, let us know. Mahomes over everything. Whatever you take for Mahomes and Kelce, throw it on the card.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 good games today. Hopefully we get 2 good results. Obviously better than we had last weekend, the wild card round. Just hoping for some good games here. Detroit and Commanders tonight, and then obviously Chiefs and Texans to get us started. Like I said, make sure you're staying tuned for our stream tomorrow morning, where we'll be going over those 2 games tomorrow. You heard I'll have all of our plays out for these games probably by around 2:00 today, with that 4:30 kick starting us off. So make sure you're staying tuned for that. Like I said, hit the books.pod on Instagram, hit the books_pod on Twitter. Throw us a like, follow, share, subscribe. We really appreciate it. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the rest of the NFL divisional round.